have never dated the Western guys, so I just am curious whether they would like to split the bills or they would like to pay for the first meal or stuff like that.
AI ってほんまどんどん賢くなってますよね。何年も前から結構私は恐怖に感じてます。そのうち英会話講師なんかもう需要がなくなっちゃうんじゃないかなみたいな。でそれはやっぱり人間の特有の楽しませる力で何とかしていくしかないと思うんですけど、で話はそれましたが AI です。私たちの生活に随分入り込んできましたよね。私が一番お気に入りなのはチャット GPT さんです。もうね3をつけなきゃダメです、愛用しすぎてっていうとこなんですけど、さてそんなチャット GPT 英会話の練習に使えるよってご存知ですか？10ヶ月ほど前にタイピングしながら英会話の練習ができるよっていう動画をお届けさせていただいたんですけれども、今回はとうとうね音声でやり取りができるようになったんですよ。しかもその音声っていうのは後で見返しができるんですよね。というわけで今回はチャット GPT との会話がどれくらいすごいのか、英語の勉強になる理由についてもお話をさせていただきたいと思います。実は私左半身はですね、今ワーキングホリデーでニュージーランドに来てます。で海外の仕事経験っていうのをどうしてもしたかったっていうのが一番のもちろん理由なんですけれども、実は裏の理由として婚活もあります。というわけで今回はチャット GPT さんにですね、婚活相談っていうのをしたらどうなるのかっていうのを見ていきたいと思います。このチャンネルでは日々楽しく英語を勉強できるようクスクスゲラゲラ笑えるコンテンツを配信しております。チャンネル登録、いいね、あわよくばベルマークも登録よろしくお願いいたします。では早速ですね、チャット GPT さんに質問をしていきたいと思います。今回の英語はここからしばらくずっと英語が続きます。ぜひリスニングだと思って強度を上げたい方は画面を見ずにリスニングにチャレンジしてみてくださいね。Hi, I would like to talk about social pressure related to marriage in Japan.
Of course, we can talk about that. Social pressure related to marriage in Japan is quite a significant topic. Traditionally, there has been a strong emphasis on marrying at a certain age. This pressure often comes from family, societal expectations, and sometimes even from the workplace. In recent years, there have been some changes, with more people focusing on personal development, careers, and other life goals before marriage. However, the traditional views still persist in many areas. This can lead to various challenges, especially for those who choose to remain single or delay marriage. People often face questions from family and friends, and in some cases, there can be a sense of being viewed differently in society. Is there a specific aspect of this topic you're more interested in, or a personal experience you'd like to discuss?
Well, I would like to talk about Japanese society. Unless you're married, you're not considered perfect. That's what many Japanese people still think. So if you're single after turning 30, people around you keep asking questions like whether you have a boyfriend, when you're gonna get married, and things like that. So as a result, I feel quite overwhelmed and tired of this cultural pressure. What should I do?
Dealing with the societal pressure to marry in Japan, especially after turning 30, can indeed be overwhelming. This pressure, deeply rooted in cultural norms and expectations, often leads to a sense of urgency to conform. Here are some ways you might handle this situation. 1. Set boundaries. It's okay to set boundaries with people who ask personal questions. You can politely let them know you prefer not to discuss your private life. It's about finding a balance between being respectful and maintaining your comfort zone. 2. Focus on personal fulfillment. Continue engaging in activities and pursuits that bring you joy and satisfaction. Whether it's career, hobbies, travel, or social activities, focusing on what makes you happy can be empowering. 3. Seek supportive networks. Surround yourself with friends or groups who understand and support your choices. Being around like-minded people can provide a sense of community and reduce feelings of isolation. 4. Consider counseling or therapy. If the pressure feels too much, speaking with a counselor or therapist can provide a safe space to express your feelings and receive guidance. 5. Educate and inform. Sometimes sharing information about changing societal trends and individual choices can help others understand your perspective. Remember, the decision to marry should always be personal and made at a pace that feels right for you. How have you been coping with these pressures so far? Are there any particular strategies that have worked for you?
Well, I usually use self-criticism to not to let the atmosphere down.
Using self-criticism as a way to navigate conversations about marriage and to maintain a comfortable social atmosphere is a common strategy. However, it's important to consider the impact this might have on your own well-being. Constant self-criticism, even if it's meant in a light-hearted way, can sometimes affect your self-esteem and overall happiness. Here are a few alternative approaches you might consider. 1. Humor and deflection. Instead of self-criticism, you could use humor or change the subject. A lighthearted joke or a clever change of topic can steer the conversation away without the need for self-deprecation. 2. Positive affirmations. Talk about the positive aspects of your life. Highlight what you enjoy about being single or focus on other achievements and passions. 3. Firm but polite responses. If you're comfortable, you can be more direct. Politely state that you're happy with where you are in life and prefer not to discuss your relationship status. 4. Seek understanding. Sometimes explaining to friends and family how their questions make you feel can lead to more sensitivity on their part in the future. 5. Self-compassion. Be kind to yourself. Remind yourself of your worth and that being single is a completely valid life choice. Remember, how you handle these situations should ultimately make you feel comfortable and respected. Have you found any particular type of response or strategy more effective or comfortable for you in these situations?
Not really, but usually I just say I'm enjoying life at the moment, so I'm not really looking for Mr. Right now. And people would understand.
Saying that you're enjoying life at the moment and aren't actively seeking a relationship is a positive and straightforward way to address the topic. It focuses on your current happiness and contentment, which is a healthy approach. Remember, your choices are valid, and it's great that you're focusing on what makes you happy. If you have any other concerns or topics you'd like to discuss, feel free to share.
I have never dated the Western guys, so I'm curious whether they would like to split the bills or they would like to pay for the first meal or stuff like that.
Dating customs, including who pays for meals, can vary widely in Western cultures and even among individuals. There isn't a one-size-fits-all rule, but here are some general trends and considerations. 1. Splitting the bill. It's increasingly common for people to split the bill, especially on first dates. This is often seen as a gesture of equality and mutual respect. 2. Taking turns. Some people prefer to take turns paying for dates. For instance, one person might pay for the first date and the other pays for the next. 3. Offer to pay. It's not unusual for one person to offer to pay the whole bill. Sometimes, if one person has invited the other out, they might feel inclined to pay. 4. Communication is key. It can be helpful to discuss or hint at your preferences casually during the date. This can avoid any awkwardness when the bill arrives. Remember, every individual is different. Some might prefer traditional roles, while others lean towards more modern dating practices. It's always okay to express your comfort level and preferences. Have you had any specific concerns about these differences in dating customs? Or is there anything else you're curious about regarding dating in Western cultures?
Well, there's a huge difference between Asian culture and Western countries. For example, when they start relationship, in Japan, for example, we need the word to start dating. For example, will you be my boyfriend or will you be my girlfriend? But in Western cultures, they gradually become a couple. So you don't really know where you are at right now. And it's really hard to understand, even though I read some articles. So how do I know if we are dating already or not without asking questions directly?
Understanding the dynamics of relationships in Western cultures may be different from what you might be used to in Japan. In many Western countries, relationships often evolve more organically without a formal declaration or question like, "Will you be my boyfriend, girlfriend?" This can sometimes make it hard to know exactly where you stand. Here are some signs that might indicate you're moving from casual dating to a more committed relationship. 1. Frequency of contact. If you're seeing each other more regularly and your interactions aren't just about planning the next date, it might be a sign of growing seriousness. 2. Depth of conversations. Are your conversations becoming more personal and in-depth? Sharing more personal aspects of your life can be a sign of increasing trust and connection. 3. Meeting friends and family. If they introduce you to their close friends or family, it's often a sign they see you as a significant part of their life. 4. Future plans. Do they talk about future events and include you in those plans? Making plans for the future can indicate they see you in their life long term. 5. Public affection and social media. Are they comfortable being affectionate in public or including you in their social media posts? This can be a sign of a more established relationship. 6. Mutual support. If you find yourself supporting each other during tough times or celebrating successes together, it shows a deeper bond. If you're unsure, it's perfectly okay to have a conversation about your relationship status. A direct approach might feel intimidating, but it can also provide clarity and peace of mind. It's about finding the right moment and way to bring up the topic. Remember, every relationship is unique, and these signs might vary.
So, is that true that you are allowed to seek for more guys while you are dating one particular guy?
Yes, what you've heard is often true in many Western cultures, especially in the context of modern dating. During the initial stages of dating, before any commitment or exclusivity has been established, it's generally accepted that both parties might be seeing other people. This phase is often referred to as casual dating. Here are a few points to consider. 1. Casual dating. This term implies that you're going on dates with someone but haven't agreed to be exclusive. It's seen as a time to get to know each other and assess compatibility without the pressure of commitment. 2. Communication is key. While it's common to date more than one person at a time, transparency and honesty are important. If you're unsure about the other person's expectations, it's okay to have a conversation about it. 3. How do you feel about this aspect of dating culture?
It is really vague, but I think it's more practical because usually Japanese people have to decide whether they're gonna date with these people or not within 3 dates or up to 5 dates. So we don't really know who they are, but still they start being committed to the relationship already. But like in Western culture, you have to take more time and you have to talk more before you officially become a couple. I think that's more practical.
You've made an insightful observation about the differences in dating cultures. It's all about what works best for you personally. Some people prefer the clarity and commitment of defining a relationship early on, while others appreciate the opportunity to explore and understand their connection more deeply over time. Given your thoughts on this, how do you think you might approach dating in the future? Would you consider adopting some aspects of this more gradual approach?
Yeah, I would love to adopt some Western cultures, but at the same time, Japanese people hate confrontations and we would like to know like indirectly. So it's a bit hard to bring up that topic while you're kind of dating.
The preference in Japanese culture to avoid direct confrontation and understand things indirectly can make it challenging to adopt a more straightforward Western approach. Here are a few tips to navigate this. How do you feel about trying these approaches? Are there any that particularly resonate with you?
I think I would love to try that. By the way, is it true that once you become a couple, you have to bring your partner everywhere you go, like including friends gatherings or something? We don't do that in Japan, so I'm just curious.
Would you be comfortable bringing a partner to social events, or do you prefer keeping your social life more independent?
I prefer keeping my social life independent.
Preferring to keep your social life independent while in a relationship is a completely valid choice. Many people find value in maintaining their own social circles and activities outside of their romantic relationships. This can help in preserving individuality, fostering personal growth, and keeping the relationship fresh and interesting. Here are a few tips for maintaining this balance. 1. Communication. It's all about finding what's right for you and your partner.
Thank you so much, and that's it for me to ask you some questions for today. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help with your questions. If you ever have more questions in the future or just want to discuss something, feel free to reach out. Take care and enjoy your journey in navigating relationships and cultural nuances. Have a great day.
You too.
It seems like you mentioned YouTube. Are you looking for information about YouTube? Like how to use it, its features, or something specific like creating content or finding certain types of videos? Let me know what you need, and I'll do my best to assist you.
No, I said you too. Thank you.
I got it. Thank you and have a wonderful day. If you ever need assistance in the future, feel free to reach out. Goodbye for now.
Goodbye.
はい、というわけでですね、ある程度ねもう調べて知ってることとか人に聞いて知ってることが多いんですけど、実際にどう答えるのかなっていうのも知りたくていろいろ質問させていただきました。でポイントとしては、自分がクエスチョンした後に結構ねチャット GPT が先に言った質問を一旦まとめてくれてるのって分かりましたかね。これ結構聞くとトレーニングになると思うんですよ。で後々何がいいかっていうとですね、こうやって後ほどね見えるんですよ。自分の聞いた質問も相手が答えてくれたものも実は文字で見ることができます。で例えば英語を見てここ間違えたなとかって気づくこともできますし、チャット GPT だったら英語の文法間違ってないと思うので、このまとめてくれた最初の一文とかを見ながら復習してみるっていうのもすごくいいトレーニングなんじゃないかなと思うんですよね。ただデメリットとしてはめっちゃ喋りますよね。なんかもう途中で聞いてて眠たくなるぐらい長いんですよ、一個が。そこがやっぱり人間と違うとこかなっていうところはあるんですけど、なのでスピーキングのトレーニングと同時にどちらかというとリスニングの方が多くを占めてると思った方がいいかもしれませんね。これはもちろん今回わざとちょっと婚活編でやりましたけれども、英語の学習の方法だったりとか、今から英会話の練習させてねとかっていう使い方もありなんじゃないかなと思います。ただこれがここまで賢くなってくると、英会話講師の一員としては本当に怖いの一言なんですけどね。でも上手にやっぱり AI とも付き合っていかなきゃいけないんじゃないかなと思いました。というわけで今回はチャット GP の音声で普通に会話ができるのかっていう検証をさせていただきました。このようにまたちょっと変わった動画とか、いつも通り速読だったりリスニングができるようになるためのクスクスゲラゲラ笑える投稿もしていきたいと思いますので、ぜひちょっとでもいいなと思った方はチャンネル登録、いいね、そしてあわよくばベルマークの方もよろしくお願いいたします。サイトのアプリも大好評ですので、ぜひダウンロードして10は無料で使えますので使ってみてくださいね。Thank you very much for watching our lesson. See you in our next video. Bye for now.
このチャンネルはyeah 右半身左半身現役英会話講師による面白くて楽しい英会話学習チャンネルになってるんだよ。だからまずはチャンネル登録よろしくお願いします。